Do I allow family that kicked me out at 18 back into my life? My wife thinks I should. Holy cow, never in my dreams would I have thought that I would be the guy posting on Reddit asking for advice. I normally tend to lurk and offer occasional advice, but this one might need some external opinions. Sorry if this is a bit long. So, a little backstory. I'm a twin, and when I was born, my lungs hadn't fully developed, so I had to stay in the hospital for quite a while. Because of this, I had a lot of developmental and emotional issues, dyslexia and anger issues. Now, I don't know if this is the reason, but I believe that because of these issues, I was treated poorly by my family, like I was somehow a burden on them. Not to say they were abusive, but the neglect I received was a lot. For example, on our birthdays, I would ask for something, and my brother would get it instead. One year I asked for a boombox, not a big one, but a smaller one. They were all the rage in the 80s. Instead, my brother got it. Christmas came around, and I asked for a remote-controlled car. My brother got one, and I was told that due to finances, I had to wait until after the first of the year. That never happened, so I basically got nothing but clothes for Christmas, while my twin got toys. I tried for years to show I was as good as my brother. He was always good at school, while I, of course, struggled. In sixth grade, I worked hard to make sure I got good grades, all B's, which was good for me. And they said, "Oh, nice, your brother got all A's." I think it was at this point I realized where I stood. I was just a roommate they had to take care of, nothing more. So as a kid, I figured that if I couldn't get attention for positive things, then I'd do whatever I wanted. And if I got in trouble, at least they would be forced to pay attention to me. Not the brightest idea, but when you are 11 to 12 years old, what do you expect? When I turned 18, shortly after graduating high school, I was met at the door with a bag of clothes. I was told that I had to go, that they did their job, and I needed to leave. I asked, what about my brother? They stated he was going to be somebody because he was going to college, while I struggled in school, so clearly I was going to be a bum. To tell you the truth, I was ready to go anyway. I already knew how they felt, so this didn't even bother me. I grabbed my bag. My mom tried to hug me, but I ignored it and walked out the door, never looking back. It took a while for me to get on my feet. I had nowhere to go, no place to sleep, not a penny to my name. But I had some friends to rely on, at least temporarily. Fast forward a few years, and I met my wife while I was working at a gas station. We just clicked. A few years later, we got married. We built a home together, something I never really had growing up. Back in 2005, we had a baby girl, and 2 years later, a boy. From my perspective, my life is perfect. Family, home, and a great job in IT. That was until yesterday. I received a phone call from my mom telling me my dad passed away and that she and the family hoped I could make it to the funeral. Mind you, I don't know how she got my number, but probably from my brother. I was shocked, to say the least. I told her I was busy working, which I was. 12-hour shifts are fun, lol, and would let her know later. She started to say something to the effect that they missed me and would like to be a part of my life or something like that. But I hung up. Kind of rude, I know. Maybe even a bit of an move. But from my perspective, I haven't heard a word from these people in 32 years. So why would I give them any more of my time? I told my wife, and although she knows about my family, she thought it would be the right thing to do, seeing that my mom reached out to tell me when she could have not told me. She says they are family and probably feel bad and want to reconnect. Mind you, my wife has a big family, and they have always treated me like one of their own, so her view of family is different from mine. However, as far as I'm concerned, I already have my family. Those other people are former roommates. I have no obligation to anyone but those who I care about and who care about me, my wife and kids. I get it. My wife loves me and is thinking of me and how I might regret not going. It just seems like they now know that dad is gone and life is short, so guilt is creeping in, and I don't want to die with that guilt. I mean, do I go at my wife's suggestion and be miserable being around people I learned to let go of in order to look like a better person? Or do I stay home and continue to live my life, putting my own family first and ignoring those people? I guess I'm asking those who have gone no contact with their families. If you let them back in, was it worth it? Or did it backfire in your face and become something you would never do again or suggest to others? Additional info. Mind you, I live in Florida, and they probably all still live in California. So that would be a long trip, and I'm not sure it's worth it. As far as my twin, we don't talk. Not that we hate each other, we just walk different paths in life. I get her send the occasional Christmas card, but that's it. Unless some miracle has happened, my mom is probably still the self-centered person she's always been. She always wanted to be seen as the good person by family and friends. Final update. Okay, first, holy crap, I didn't think my post would get so many comments. I tried my best to respond to as many as possible as they came in, but after signing out to cook dinner and spend time with the family. When I came back, there were hundreds. So although I didn't respond to each one, I did read them all 750 plus. I even had to read some this morning. Second, thank you everyone for taking the time to read my post and then to comment, share your stories, post kind words, and even the few blunt ones about what I should do. Third, at the suggestion of so many of you, I sat with my wife and we went through the comments together so she could better understand where I was coming from. Although some were a little brutal, she understood and apologized for overstepping. I reassured her that her heart was in the right place and that she had nothing to be sorry for. Fourth, at the suggestion of someone who posted, sorry, I lost your name in the vast sea of comments, that I contact my brother, I did just that. Update time. Okay, folks, I hope you are ready for this mess of karma that is about to unfold. Strap in and hold on. So I called my brother to talk to him. I asked if he had time, and he did. I asked him if he gave my number to his mom, and he said he did. He thought it would be better for me to hear about our dad's death from mom than from him. I asked him why I would want to hear from someone who kicked me out at 18 and whom I hadn't heard from in 32 years. He was shocked. He told me that mom said I could stay, but that I had to pay rent, and that I told them I would never pay rent and left on my own. As others said in my original post, narcissistic people do and say things to make it about them and to make themselves look better. I can't really be surprised by this, to tell you the truth. This is exactly who she was back then, and even now make me look like the bad apple and her slash them like the ones who never do wrong. We had a good talk. We're never getting that sibling/twin bond back, but we did agree to try to catch up more instead of just Christmas cards and birthday messages. Like I said in my original post, he's not a bad guy. We just walk different paths. So then I asked him why mom wants to reconnect and why she wants me at the funeral. You guys were right. Turns out they spent everything they had their entire lives trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now that dad is gone, she has nothing to her name. No savings, just a small amount of Social Security each month and a small portion of my dad's pension. She's living in a small trailer. They heard that I actually became somebody, and she was telling others she couldn't wait to see me at the funeral. She was hoping I would bring my kids so she could see her grandchildren. She actually told my brother that I would be coming, WTF, and was hoping we could fix our relationship. I'm guessing so she could start asking for money, as many of you predicted. She's dirt poor now. I informed him after thinking about it, mostly listening to you guys, that I would not be attending, and that at no time did I tell his mom I was coming. I feel bad that dad is dead, but I already mourned them years ago. I'm at peace with myself, and his or her deaths are and will be no different than that of a stranger. I told him that if I went, it wouldn't be for me. It would be for his mom and to make her look good. I'm not interested in doing anything for her. They wrote me off 32 years ago, and I'm in a far better place without her toxicity, narcissism, and lies. I have to give him credit. He wasn't a jerk about it. He understood where I was coming from. I told him that if anyone asked why I wasn't there, he could tell them the truth or lie. At this point in my life, my immediate family is more important than people who have been absent from my life for 32 years. So I don't really care what he tells them. As far as his mom, I'll be staying no contact and blocking the number she called me from. My wife and I both agree it's best for me and our family, not only for mental reasons, but for financial ones. I didn't work as hard as I did to get where I am just to lose it all to her. As some of you suggested, I'm going to have a small goodbye for my dad on my own time. Again, thanks, internet strangers. I never knew so many random people could be so nice and caring. This old guy truly thanks all of you.